Someone reminded me the other day that we did a flavor test on Glaxon Specimen, but we never did an individual breakdown on the raw ingredients. So that's what this video is today. We're gonna break down Glaxon, we're gonna give it a full review. So if you guys aren't familiar with this company, like, they're really unique. I really appreciate them because they're different in the industry. They don't follow suit with a lot of the other supplement companies with their ingredients, even with their marketing, label design, very unique label design, almost like comic booky with the aliens and the astronauts, and you know, I actually really dig it. So when I got the request to check this formula out, I had to go into GNC. They only had two flavors there. They had watermelon ice, and they also had dark cherry. So I'm kind of happy I went with the watermelon ice. I actually really like this flavor, and gave it a solid score. The label, there's lots of texture on the label and just tons of attention to detail, and their branding is just amazing. You know, everything is spot on, from the choice that they used with their fonts to give it that comic book-like feel or look to it. Their graphic design is next level. But let's dig into the formula real quick. So now they have two forms of specimen. They have Specimen and they have Specimen Max. Now Specimen Max is a very high stim pre-workout. And for those of you guys that have followed me for, you know, any time, know that I'm not big on high stims. This one, even in itself, with the regular Specimen, still gives you 300 milligrams of caffeine, which for me is on the high side. But I really enjoyed the experience I got from this formula. Reading through it, and this is the other thing you're gonna pick up with Glaxon. Like, they've got some guys on staff that really know their shit. All of their product pages you can break down. There's the why and how it works, and they'll go in depth as to how the ingredients work, why they chose the specific ingredients they chose, and that's great to see in the industry. There's a lot of, I don't want to say shadiness. There are a lot of companies out there that will hide behind proprietary blends or use ingredients that aren't necessarily that safe and effective. Glaxon, they use a lot of research in everything that they do. This is on their site for $49.99 for 21 servings. So it's a little bit on the high side. However, they do have some coupon codes that you could use to bring that cost down. They even have a newsletter sign up where you'll save 15%. That's pretty common nowadays. So the other thing you'll notice is the scoop inside here, and I'm not sure quite why they did it. Maybe they should have made it a little bit bigger, but it's basically two scoops. Two scoops is considered one full serving, it's 15.6 grams. So if you only use one scoop, you're gonna get 42 servings out of this container, but you're not nearly gonna get enough of the ingredients to make or to get the desired benefits out of them. You have outlined, you get all your vitamins, your B1, B2, B3, B6, B12, and then it gives the substrates. So you get like choline from the choline bitartrate, and you're also gonna get chloride from the sodium chloride, sodium from the sodium chloride, so they break it down. But it does have a bunch of electrolytes in here, which is nice to see. So for example, sodium 120 milligrams, potassium 76 milligrams, magnesium 37 milligrams. So great usage of electrolytes in here, and that comes from their Astrolite Electrolyte Blend, which we'll get into here in a minute. Now they give you 3.2 grams of beta-alanine. So yes, taking it 30 minutes before your workout, you will get the peristalsia effect, you're gonna feel the tingles, but there's so many great benefits to using beta-alanine. I know a lot of companies are steering away from it now, but for me, I love having beta-alanine in my pre-workout. I wanna feel the tingles, I wanna know my pre-workout is kicked in and it's time to go. You're obviously going to get the endurance benefits from that, the explosiveness, and also recovery benefits. Now, I recommended this product in one of my reviews. Someone was asking like, hey, what's a good pre-workout that you would recommend? And I said, absolutely Specimen. And they took a look at it and they said, there's no citrulline in here, there's no pump products. Now this does have betaine nitrate in it. So betaine nitrate is actually betaine, and if you're familiar with betaine, it's an osmolyte, but it's great for power, it's great for strength. Power lifters love it. People who are looking for more explosiveness in their workouts usually love taking betaine or betaine anhydrous. But what they've done is they've bonded that with NO3T or a nitrate. So that's why you see on the logo, it's got the NO3T dash logo on there. So the nitrates are actually more efficient at producing nitric oxide than that of like citrulline or arginine or any of the other ones. So when you see that citrulline's not on the label, it's because it's actually been replaced with betaine nitrate. So you get the benefits of betaine, but the way nitrates work, it works in a different pathway than like citrulline or let's say nitrosamine. It works through the nitrate, nitrite, nitric pathway, because as you take it in, you're taking it in as NO3T or nitrates, but it's converted from nitrates to nitrites from saliva and bacteria in your mouth. From there, it's broken down and produced into nitric oxide, but because of the pathway it takes, you don't have to worry about the side effects of nitric oxide, what do you want to say, compression, because of onset of arginase. Like, arginase is the biggest inhibitor of arginine. And so since this doesn't have to take that pathway and it's not going to be impacted by arginase, your pump is going to be by far superior. So with that, you get 2 grams of betaine nitrate, which is going to be more effective at producing pump, and then you get the additional bonus of strength and power output from it as well. Now, they've also combined that with another 1.25 grams of betaine anhydrous, again going back to that with the explosiveness, the power output, the strength, the endurance, the whole works. Now, they also include their Astrolite Blend that we mentioned earlier. Now, it's a specific electrolyte blend that Glaxon has went and trademarked. And looking at it, it's pretty unique because it gives you magnesium citrate, you've got your sodium chloride, you got your potassium citrate, but then they also give you fructooligosaccharides. I talked about this ingredient for just a brief moment on actually Labrada's Pump Pro series that also contains the same ingredient. It's great because it adds a low carcinogenic effect, so it acts as a prebiotic in your gut. It's very healthy for your gut, but it also helps with the absorption of minerals, which again, as you're working out, you're losing important minerals through sweat. It's important to try and retain as many of those and keep them in the body working for you. They also give you 1 gram of tyrosine. Tyrosine is unique, and I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this, but obviously it's mood enhancing. It's great for, they consider it almost a form of nootropic, but it's great for mental focus, it's great for mental clarity, and it's great for mood enhancement. Now, the military was one of the first to actually conduct experiments on it, and they used tyrosine in experiments with soldiers who had been deployed to combat zones to help them combat PTSD. So I've always been a firm believer in tyrosine. I'm glad to see it in here. They give you they give you 1 gram of taurine. Again, great osmolyte, great for muscle hydration, muscle volumization. Now, they also give you yerba santa, which is, they give you the trademark version, which is Santa Herba Nu. Santa Energy Nu is a polyphenol-rich plant extract, right? But for bodybuilders, for people using it in the gym, you stack this with caffeine, and it's actually going to elongate and make the energy last longer for you. Again, you combine 400 milligrams of that with caffeine at 300 milligrams, which is a little bit on the high side for me. And surprisingly, and maybe it's because of the Santa Nu, but there is no theobromine in here. And you're gonna find that a lot of companies will put theobromine in their formula because it helps like level out the ride of the stimulants in it. So I think the Santa Nu though just kind of helps smooth out that caffeine ride so you don't get the jitters, you don't get the nasty crash. Because with me, even at 300 milligrams, most formulas that I take at that much, I'm gonna experience some sort of anxiety or tension through my workout, and it's something that usually is uncomfortable to me that I don't like. I did not experience that with this formula. Now, from a focus aspect, they also included Cholinance, which again is a trademarked blend of nootropics that they have created. Cholinance is 300 milligrams of vitacholine as choline L-bitartrate. You also get alpha GPC in here, and then CDP choline. So I gotta be honest with you, it seems like based on the blend itself, they're all a little bit underdosed, but I feel like the combination of these ingredients, like I definitely felt dialed in my workout. Like the focus was clean. It wasn't, you know, that I've experienced with the combination of like Neurofactor and another nootropic, but it definitely worked. And then they give you 100 milligrams of L-theanine, which again is another mood enhancing ingredient. Overall, you know, I was super impressed with this formula. So use your 15% discount. You get 21 servings. The flavor on it was absolutely amazing. So overall, I give the formula an 8.5 out of 10. And kudos to these guys for their originality and kind of being trendsetters within the industry and not following the status quo. Huge fan.